Hello, ESS crew. It's Kara Lenorvitz, and welcome back to our 13th week of segment 2. Hopefully, this finds you having relaxed and rested and feeling rejuvenated from your April break. We're just around the corner from the end of the year, and this work this week is going to take you one step closer. So let's go ahead and take a peek at some of the housekeeping pieces. As usual, you have a weekly learning plan coming out to start off your week here. Just a few more of those left, but remember that's going to help guide your learning in addition to the material that's in Canvas curriculum. We will continue and resume our Thursday synchronous sessions this Thursday, April 29th. So I look forward to seeing our whole class back together again, and I'm glad that you're going to be able to be a part of that. Office hours are back again this week. You can sign up for them if you'd like to check in or have questions or would like to get some support with any of the material we're working on. Those are going to happen Tuesday from 8:30 to 10:30 in the morning and Wednesday afternoon from 1 to 3 in the afternoon. And in terms of upcoming things, definitely hang in there. We are very, very close to the end of the year and you've got some important work left in front of you. So a couple of quick things there. One, as you know, if you have work that is more than 2 weeks past due, those assignments have been replaced, or scores for those assignments have been replaced with the zeros. Remember that those zeros are placeholders. That does not mean that you are done with that assignment or that you can't do anything with it. It actually means that it's an assignment that needs your attention, and absolutely you can resubmit for evaluation and for a grade there. So make sure you're paying careful attention to that and that you're going back and really looking carefully to see if you have any pieces that you still need to complete from previous work. Along with that, there are two really important deadlines that I want to make sure you're paying attention to so that you can have the strongest finish to this year. The first is coming up on May 21st. That will be the deadline for any semester 2 work for modules 6, 7, or 8. So you want to make sure specifically that you look in those 3 modules first to make sure you've tied everything up there. The second deadline is the following week, and that is May 28th, and that will be the deadline for semester 2 work from module 9, our current module, to the end. So that will include our final exam. I thought it might be helpful to just visually see where we are compared to the end of the year. So you're starting in this week that's listed at the top here. Your weekly learning plan from before break is due on Tuesday as usual. We will have our regular synchronous session this Thursday. You can see that we just have 2, 3, 4, 5 more weeks as we're heading throughout the year. You'll see those 2 important deadlines that I just mentioned to you a moment ago. And one thing that can be helpful for you as you're getting towards the end of the year here is to keep in mind that if you are on pace with your learning, you will be heading into Memorial Day weekend, having tied up all of the obligations that you have academically for Earth and Space Science. So I really encourage you to make sure, 1, that you're going back and checking and make sure you've turned everything in that you need to, 2, that you're staying current, and 3, that you're really making sure you're paying attention to those deadlines as we round out the end of the year. So let's take a look at this week's work. So you have 3 jobs this week. The first one is going to be 9.03, and you're going to be learning about the mechanisms of movement, or in other words, what's going on in Earth's interior that's causing the surface of the Earth to move and forming features that we might recognize now as things like mountain ranges and volcanoes, but also causing experiences like volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. As well, you're going to be looking at some other geologic evidence that allowed several different geologists to pull together and piece together ideas for how that surface of tectonic plates are moving. So you're going to learn about plate tectonic theory and continental drift. You're going to be doing a lab that allows you to do a simple model of how plates on the surface move and interact with each other. And then you're going to take that same knowledge and you're going to apply it to 9.04, which is about structural geology. Here you're going to learn more specifics about what's going on at plate boundaries and the types of different faults or breaks in the lithosphere that can occur when plates are moving towards each other, away from each other, or sliding past each other, and what some of the geologic features are as a result of that. Your third job, of course, is going to be to attend class on Thursday, and we're going to be doing some work and thinking both around Earth's interior structure, around mechanisms of movement and structural geology, and we'll probably even take a little bit of a look at some of the current geologic events that are happening on Earth right now. So let's take a quick peek at the weekly learning plan for this week. The same kind of setup that we've had all year long, a short introduction at the beginning, an overview of the learning objectives that you're focusing on for this week, and then the video that you're watching right now. As well, there are some communication reminders there and reminders about pacing as well. You'll note that I've put these two deadlines that we just talked about a moment ago, May 21st for all work leading up to Module 8 from this semester, and May 28th for any work from Module 9 to the end. So make sure, again, you're paying attention to those in terms of how they apply to you. Then you're going to see our to-do list here, and as usual, I have added in some additional resources for you. Hopefully that just gives you another perspective on the content in addition to what you're experiencing in Canvas, and in some cases give you some more personal or local connections to some of this content. So do check out some of the additional videos that are there. There's a really interesting article here about a very undersung geologist named Marie Tharp, who was pivotal in understanding seafloor spreading. And you're also going to find some local connections here as well about the Champlain thrust fault. Turns out you live right next door to one of the world's most famous thrust faults in the world. So geology in Vermont is a really neat way to think about how some of these ideas connect. As well, you're going to see the information about office hours and upcoming work. So to sum up again, this week you have 3 jobs. The first is to complete 9.03 mechanisms of movement. Again, you're going to be doing a short lab exploration there. It is one that you can complete at home if you have the same materials, or you can watch the simulation. The second job is going to be structural geology. Here you're going to be constructing your own model to show how a continental and an oceanic floor feature developed. And then the third job is to attend class. Of course, for all of you, if you are in the position where you're behind schedule for any reason, this is a really, really good opportunity to dig in and get yourself caught up. The end of the year, again, is just around the corner. If you need help or want to check in, please don't hesitate to ask. I would look forward to seeing you during office hours, and I'll look forward to having everybody together this Thursday during class. Have a great week, and I'll see you on Thursday.